Hello, beautiful moms and entrepreneurs. My name is Cherise Walker, and I'm your host of the Unbreakable Mompreneurs podcast. This is a place where we come together to learn, grow, and inspire. So sit back, relax, and let's get started. Hello, Unbreakable Mompreneurs. I am so delighted to welcome you to another podcast episode. My name is Cherise Walker, and today I'm here with Hilda Fainsod. And she is an author, she is a coach, and she has numerous accolades as well. So Hilda, why don't you introduce yourself?
Thank you very much. I'm so glad to be here. Thank you for having me. I'm a mom of two. Yeah, they just married, so I'm in a different season in life, but I do understand your audience, and I do love to think about being a mom. That is my best experience in life, and being a professional. So I mixed every time in my life, I mixed them both, and I did just good. So that's why I'm here in a conversation with you. I'm a top executive leadership coach. I do support leaders for 20 years to achieve their dreams and aspirations, to remove all the barriers and saboteurs, and to show their best and to be where they want.
I love that. That's fantastic. So you're the author of a book called Power Up. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I decided 2 years ago, we were in COVID times, and my client began to cancel everything because they didn't know, as we all didn't know, how to manage the life and the business at that time. So my client began to stop and cancel and reduce budgets and all that stuff. And I was so anxious about that and decided that maybe it was the perfect time to write a book. And 2 years ago, I wrote a book in Spanish that is my language. And I had this book in my head for so many years that it was so easy. And I didn't have other challenges than to work my book because we all were at home. And after I finished that book and self-published, I decided a year after to write a book in English. Why not? Go global and to go to a different market and to challenge myself and to communicate and support others to change. So I decided to think about pain points in my clients. And all my clients are not everybody. We suffer from the same. We want something and we don't complete. We don't sustain enough until it becomes a habit. So we do some efforts, and the efforts, we keep them for hours, days, or weeks. And suddenly we stop doing. And all the efforts vanished. And we don't accomplish. So decided that the book Power Up is a great source of understanding yourself and what we get in our own way, what happened in our mind and in our actions, behaviors that we stop at some point. And how do we question who do we want to become, what matters to us? And after that, to set small practices, recurrent practices, small ones, tiny steps that allow you to walk and to go for it. And finally, if you go enough reps, you will get it. But we have this mindset that says that we want quick fixes and shortcuts and to jump high and fast and not to spend a lot of time trying to change. So we had this mindset and this mind that stop us and prevent us from change. So the book is a way of understanding, to have a 4-step model to accomplish, to sustain, And after that, it has a 30-day challenge. And that way you begin to walk towards a change. Begin. People said, how many days? We don't begin changing, but how many days it will take me? And the number of 21 days is in our head.
Mm-hmm.
And Charis, that's not true. 21 days allows you to begin a journey, not to accomplish and to have it forever as a lifestyle. No, of course. 21 days of a diet keeps you going and stopping some bad habits. But 21 days, when they finish, we began day 22 to have a piece of cake. So it's not.
It's
Yeah.
so true. It's so true. It's, there's so much that you packed into that, because you had mentioned that your native language is Spanish, and so you decided you wanted to learn English so you could go international. And so, I mean, you're a perfect example of this because you didn't learn it overnight. You had to keep working at it, but you achieved something, you set a goal and you worked at it, and you speak wonderfully, and I took Spanish for 7 years between high school and college. I can totally understand it, but it's like something does not click in my brain to speak it, and so my kids all laugh at me. My daughter's fluent. And so, that's something where we look at that. And then, I'm going to support your thing because I was training for a marathon and
I was.
Were you?
I did. Yeah, I ran 7 marathons.
Did you? Are you serious?
Yeah. And it's a perfect example for this.
Yeah, it is because I had this whole routine. I was working out for 2 months. I was running. I did my 10K. And then that was on a Saturday. On Monday, I couldn't even run. I ended up major contusions in my tibias, both of them. So I had to take 6 weeks off. And so now I'm like, now I'm jumped off the bandwagon. Like I had this routine and it was so easy to get back to my old sedentary life. And so, that's something where you talk about it. It's perfect because we do like 30 days really isn't enough. You have to incorporate it. You have to schedule it. You have to make time for it and put it into your day or it's not going to happen.
Yeah. And you said something that is the key of everything. Mm-hmm. There's no an overnight success.
Right.
There's no. Mm-hmm. You need to work on it.
Wow.
A lot. And the marathon training, there are some few months. And if you are in your best shape, maybe there are 4 months of continuous training. And it's to keep a pace. It's not a sprint.
Yeah.
And when we change, we want a sprint, not a whole marathon. No.
No, it's true. And you know what my physical therapist told me? He's like, Sharice, you're not going to be able to do that. Just go out and run one. I'm like, no way. You can't just go out. I was on bed rest for 6 weeks in December. I can't just go out and marathon. It would be really stupid of me. So,
yeah, sure.
Listening to people, sometimes you don't always have the best coach. And so now you need to find a new one like you, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, of course, because people say crazy things. Yeah. Like go for a run. Yeah. No matter that you run 42K, the last 100 meters, go for a sprint. No, maybe you can make an injury.
Right.
So there are maybe some not good advices. Yeah. And the best advice for running and business and being a mom and everything in life is go step by step.
Yeah, that's true. So let's talk about those saboteurs. Like for me right now, my physical therapist would be, in my opinion, a saboteur because he's trying to injure me more by just don't run, don't practice, just go do it. You're never going to be able to get it done. And I'm like, I have a really hard time believing that because there's 66 and 76-year-olds running marathons. So why can't I get myself back to that, So why do we have saboteurs and how do we deal with them?
Yeah, neuroscience teaches a lot about that because we have this part of our brain that thrives and we are an example of thriving in life. And we have another part that prevents us from change. because we have in our brain this survival brain that stops us from risk.
That's true.
So when something is really big, it's like, okay, you are going to change? No, no, no. Why to change? So it sends some messages
Right.
through our inner voice, our saboteurs, our actions, our reflections, our scares and fears and frustration. It sends some messages, and that's why we stop.
Yeah.
Because we have this inner voice that doesn't stop, that where are you going? 42 or 26? Are you crazy? Are you out of your mind? You have this responsibility of your work and your book and your kids and home and everything, and you want to train so hard. Why? So it began with some excuses about doing. What is the main secret here? The secret is, no matter how big is a goal, you need to chunk into pieces.
Right.
Marathon is a big goal, 26 miles. So no, you are not going to do 26 miles every day. It's only at the final.
Yeah.
And you need to put and build some muscle to allow yourself to run for a 5K, and after that a 10K, and keep running. And when you are going to improve, it's a half marathon, and after that it's a marathon. And the big goals in business are the same. My nephew, that is a great top executive, he says, okay, I disagree in your book because I do love big goals. And I said, gosh, I love them too.
Yeah.
It's only to chunk into pieces. It's not to go for small. No, go big. But again, small steps will take you.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel that it will take you because the line is so flat. And that is the whole problem, Charis. We began a diet or a training or to solve the email issue in our companies and whatever, and we go so flat that it doesn't feel that we are changing. So we stop doing.
Yeah.
But if we resist, go flat, 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 and some point the line is going to go up, that is the moment when you perceive change.
Yeah.
It's okay, I did 10 days without carbs and gym every day, and I don't fit in my slacks. No. You will.
Yeah.
But we want fast changes. And life is not like this.
No, it's not. And I think, if you talk to any podcast person, if you talk to any business, if you talk to anybody like Tony Robbins, really, like his very first seminar, he had 4 people that showed up, 4 or 6, I can't remember. But my point is there was like almost no one. And then he's there to now he's this billionaire where people, tens of thousands of people, he coaches and stuff. Like we all have to start somewhere, and you have to just start little by little by little. And if you keep going, I think of it kind of like a snowball that rolls down the mountain, and it's just huge. And eventually you get to where you want. But my question for you is, how in that time where you feel like nothing's happening, how do you support yourself, or how can I support myself to accomplish what I want? Like me losing a certain amount of weight by November is like very important to me. But here I am, we're almost at June, and I haven't lost that weight. So how do I support myself so that I can mentally do it?
Okay, I love what you said, because Marshall Goldsmith, one of the bigger thinkers of America, he says that we don't pay attention how hard it is to change.
Right.
We minimize inertia.
Right.
And if we don't do something really, really tough to do that, we are not going to accomplish. So what is it? A
Mhm.
coach, an
Yeah.
accountability partner. I do have accountability partners. I do have coaches, but I so much have accountability partners. And an accountability partner is the one that has the same interest. So you wake up in the morning and go together for the run, and you are so tired this morning, but you said yes, so you wake up and you go for the run, and you support each other towards success.
Mhm.
And this is a good way of doing that. So find a coach, go with an accountability partner, sign up for with a community with same interests,
I love
and all that will take you to where you want. But here is also a secret that we will want to ask ourselves. And the question is, who do we want to become?
I love that.
It's not the goal that is a big enough. I run 7 marathons, so it's a big enough goal.
Crazy.
Is not to run a marathon, because when you will finish, you will put a mark, you will feel amazing, and you will forget about it because you cover your goal.
Mhm. That's true.
You want to reduce 5 or 10 pounds, you cover your goal and you eat a piece of cake tomorrow.
Yeah.
So it's not, it's who do I want to become? Do I want to become a healthier person?
Mhm.
Thinking in the long run, thinking in the future, my future self
Mhm.
want to be a healthier person,
I love that.
a stronger person, a better person. Is not, by running a marathon, okay, maybe.
Mhm.
By taking care of my food, yes, of course.
Mhm.
By breathing a little bit every morning, okay.
Mhm.
Sounds that it contributes. So all that allow you to go for the person you want to build for yourself, not for a goal.
And I love that. When I was in Tennessee at a conference not too long ago, he actually said that too, is who do I want to be? And I don't think that we really talk about that. Like Stephen Covey talks about begin with the end in mind. It's not really something that we focus on or talk about, because if we did, you'll talk to some coaches and they're like, okay, you want to lose X amount of weight or you want to be this person, put it up on the wall, put it everywhere where you see. So like if I'm walking to that pantry, if I'm walking to that fridge, I need to remember this is who I want to be, and so it's a reminder of, if I eat this, what does that mean? Am I letting
Mhm.
myself down? And how am I going to feel after I eat that? And I think that, that's in anything in life. I'm going to start crying. So my son, it has been he, he's autistic and he has a hard time doing homework. And so he hyper focuses on this class, so he gets super behind in the rest of his classes. Then he goes and hyper focuses on this class, and he gets it's like this hole that he can never get out of. He just digs a hole deeper and deeper and deeper. And yesterday, he had his very final choir concert, and we were sitting there for an hour, and I realized, oh my gosh, he stayed up all night. And he has a hard time. He usually puts himself to bed at 9:30. I know he's a senior in high school and he puts himself to bed at 9 or 9:30. And he can't function if he doesn't. So he pulled an all-nighter. I know for a fact he's at home asleep. Like he's supposed to be at this concert. So we ran it home and got him, and he was able to come, and he pulled another all-nighter tonight, and he got all of his homework done. Well, this morning he's like a totally different kid. He's happy, he's energetic, he's like, because he doesn't have that weight on his shoulders anymore, that, oh
Sure.
my gosh, I did it, And so I'm sitting at this choir concert realizing he is done. Like this is the last choir concert, and my boy flies the nest, and I just started sobbing. Like
Sure, sure.
uncontrollably.
Because we have this inner
Yeah,
voice in our
yeah,
head that says, he's not going to make it. Oh my gosh, what's going to be in his future? So we
yeah.
get crazy and we make crazy kids because all that pressure.
So
And
true.
he's going to grow enough and to do his best in life because it has a committed mother that it's going to
Yeah,
support him. So we need to see also the future
right.
because he's
Yeah.
going to get married if he wants and he's going to have a career, whatever is in his best talents, but we pressure
Right.
because we have this inner voice about success and failure.
Yeah. I know. And I was thinking about that because, I was at my next daughter, like their end of year, everything's the end of the year right now. And I'm sitting there watching. So I have this tremendous guilt about, oh, I never put him in like martial arts like he asked, or I never well, I did, but I never forced him to take piano like he asked. I never did this. I didn't I'm having this tremendous mom guilt because all of a sudden
Oh, yeah.
time's over, time's up. And so my daughter, my little 9-year-old, she's like, Mom, why are you crying? And I'm like, I'm fine. And she goes, I'm here for you, like you still have me. And I'm like, Melinda,
Gosh.
I love you. It has nothing to do with you. I know that, I'm just sad that my time with him is up. And as a parent, it's so easy to woulda, coulda, shoulda. I wish I would have. And you can't get there because you do the best you can with what you have at the time. And
Yeah, sure.
all parents that you're not saying let your kids get away with everything or whatever, but I think it's important that we do focus on the positive and we do our best. And if at the end of the day you can look in the mirror and you're like, you know what, I worked my tail off to give him the best life and to do the best thing I can for him, my other kids, myself, my business, it doesn't matter. If you can say like I really am doing everything I can, or for my clients, that's all you can do. Like the book I have, I could change so many things about it, but I've rewritten it 25 times. Like it's just time to
Yeah, no.
put it out there.
Yeah, to put it out there. And there's something that you said that is in my head every day. We have this ratio of 3 negative thoughts versus 1 positive
Yeah,
because we have this survival brain that protects us from changing
right.
and want us to achieve or not to change to survive. So when we are no, 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 and all bad thoughts coming to us and all negative feelings and thoughts, we need to stop that
Yeah.
and try to reverse
Hmm.
for 3 positive versus 1 negative. And really, we need to see not only here, also over there in the future, and to see that it's going to make it in his best way.
Hmm.
And you did the best you could. When I began my coaching training, once I was in the kitchen with my 2 kids and I said, did sometime in our journey together, you lost this this sense that you don't have a mom, a present mom all the time? And they were looking at each other like, is she crazy or what happened to her? And they were so in an awkward side that I said, because I'm a working mom.
Hmm.
So not every day, every time I was here with you. So I want to know if I miss something.
Hmm.
And you said, gosh, no. So it's quality, it's not quantity,
It's true.
and you do the best.
Well, and it's even like this podcast, right? So my last question for you is, what question have I not asked you that you wish I would have? Because sometimes as a kid, they don't even know any different. Like this is what they know. They love you. They appreciate what you've done. They know that you love them and they're rooting for you just like you're rooting for them. And so it's like, but I still want you to know this. So what's that one thing that you wish I would have asked you?
Gosh, I love that question. And the answer is, it's not only performance or results or outcome, it's also happiness.
Yeah.
And that balance in life and in business with our kids and our clients,
That,
wherever we are,
mhm.
that balance is so important in life. We see so many kids and so many adults burn out because the focus on achieving, completing, going to the final line is so, it pressures so much in us.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to breathe a little bit and to explore possibilities and to use the other side of our brain that thrives. And performance needs to be together with happiness. And it applies with our kids too.
That is beautiful. And it's true. It's just kind of like, okay, begin with the end in mind. But if that's all you're focusing on, I have to get there, you're not enjoying the journey. And I think that's something that you just touched on is you have to have that happiness while you're going on that journey. And otherwise you're going to be miserable the whole time. And what's the point?
No. What's the point of living a life where you feel miserable and the others that are beside you is not surprised they are feeling the same?
Yeah. No, I love that. Well, if people want to get a hold of you, how do they find you?
Thank you very much. If they want, contact me and find a coach and read a book and understand better what happens and to achieve what they want to become in life and to have happiness and performance all together. I do have this webpage, hildafainsod.com, and my services are there. And the book Power Up is on Amazon too. And I will love to see people in my social media, Hilda Fainsod, Hilda Fainsod. I'm there.
I love that. And we'll put the information in the show notes. So
thank you. And gosh, what a conversation. I can grab a coffee and can keep the whole morning with you.
I totally could. Yeah. I'm like sobbing. So, you can tell I've been up all night and, but it's those type of things that, I mean, I really do believe we all go through it. We all have the ups, we all have the downs, we all have everything. And that's the whole purpose of this podcast is to say, you know what, you're doing great. Just keep going. And what you do in teaching and coaching people to find that happiness along the way as a mindset coach and a health coach. I just really appreciate what you do. And thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I wish you the best for your book. I know what is an author journey and it keeps a lot of effort to promote the book and you crush it today. So congratulations.
Thank you. It's finally here. Now I can start on number 2, the second series.
Yeah, of course. Of course it is.
Well, Unbreakable Mompreneurs, Hilda is a fantastic guest, and I appreciate her being on and talking about specializing in masterminding and mental fitness and coaching and so much experience, which we didn't get to with her. And so if you are struggling with your business, if you're struggling with your mindset, if you're struggling with how do I get started and what do I do? And I'm not enjoying the journey. I don't see the end anymore. It's blocked. Then please reach out to her. She's a wonderful woman. And thank you so much. And moms, go out and make it a great day. See you later. Beautiful moms, remember, you are unbreakable. Keep illuminating the world with your strength, pursuing your dreams, and reveling in the splendor of motherhood. This is Cherise Walker, bidding you farewell for now. Stay tuned for more empowering conversations on the next episode of the Unbreakable Mompreneurs podcast. Until then, keep shining bright. Signing off with love, Cherise Walker.